What is going on, everyone? Are we on the beach? Well, we're going to be soon. Today, all the advanced information about Death Stranding 2 just hit the internet. Everyone's abuzz with it. And quite frankly, I'm staying away from it because I don't want to spoil myself. I'm curious. We'll talk a little bit about this, but I'm curious how much you guys think I'll actually like it and or this will work as an extended playthrough or not, based solely on how we know the first game was, all right? But anyway, as for today's content, this show will be a much more laid-back show. I don't have a bunch of topics or anything to talk about today like I did yesterday, so we're just going to do some open Q&A, see where it takes us. It very well could be an abridged podcast, or it could end up being full length like the last time I did this last week, and we had so much to talk about that it just went full length. But today, we may beat Blueprints, and today, we just may do the Takis menu from Wendy's for DSP Tries It. We'll see on today's epic adventurous episode. I twisted over my own words there, of the Level 1 Podcast. What is going on, everyone? Good morning and welcome to the show. It is Monday, the 23rd of June, 2025. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 Podcast. Today, we got a few quick things to touch upon, but outside of that, it's a more chill, relaxed show. We've got Jasper Kitty in the office here today, walking by me. I don't know, will you jump up on the chair and say hello to everybody? He may or may not. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. He's occupied. I moved the box for the G920 wheel away from the doors of my closet, and he's been basically looking at it like he may or may not go in the closet today. He's debating it. Anyway, I hope that you're all well, and I hope that you're ready to chill today. Today will be a big chill day. Why? We'll take a look at the game lineup. We've got Blueprints Endgame. Yes, finally, after 3 months of playing Blueprints, holy crap, we finally have gotten to the point where we know how to beat it. The actual ending is in sight. The goal line, the end zone is right there. We just have to get to it. And it's going to be challenging because the game is RNG. You know, if we could just do exactly the steps we need to do to get to it, we could do it. But there's no guarantee that we're going to be able to do it today. I hope we can. Now, remember, the reason that Blueprints is continuing is because of your support. Last week, it was on the chopping block. I said, guys, you know, I can't keep playing Blueprints and get a $20 stream, but I will proceed to try to finish this game if we get support. And we did. We hit the goal last week. In fact, we hit 2 goals last week during the Blueprint stream, which is absolutely insane. I can't believe we hit 2 goals during the stream. It's just wild and not expected. So because of that, we ended up doing a DSP Tries It and all that. And so here we are, back in exactly the same position, because today, folks, we are at 28 out of 30 goals hit here on the stream. That means that if we get 2 goals hit during this stream, I will be ordering the Wendy's Takis menu, including the new chicken sandwich, the fries. I don't think there's a drink, correct? It's just the chicken sandwich and the fries. So I will be ordering that live, and we're going to try it as a special DSP Tries It today if we hit it. Let's take a look here. Here it is, delivery instructions for driver. So I could actually put in, hey, I'm in a private community. Here's how you get in, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, so yes, I can do it. I can order it through Wendy's itself. I can't order it through the app, but apparently Wendy's allows you to do delivery through their website. All right, so that's good, thankfully. And it means that I would not have to drive over there. So that's obviously a plus. We could just get it delivered. So if we hit not one, but 2 support goals on this stream, like we did last week for Blueprints. Number 1, if we don't beat Blueprints today, I will commit to keep playing it once a week till we beat it. And number 2, we will do DSP Tries It, the Takis menu from Wendy's. So let's make it happen. All right? Let's do it. In fact, we got our first piece of support right here. A $2 tip. I think you're gaining weight again. You've made good progress so far. Oh, yes, as you can see, I have absolutely ballooned up. Look at me. It's like I'm exploding. I've swollen like Violet turning violet in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when she becomes this giant swollen grape and they have to squeeze the juice out of her in the juicing room. You're absolutely right. I look like Wings of Redemption 8 Boogie. You're right. Oh my God. Thanks for the $2 tip. Really nice words to start the day. Really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Anyway. What's going on? I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. All I wanted to do was order the Takis meal from Wendy's. But instead, I got to jump through hoops. I got to get tortured. I got to be derided by my audience, sending me $2 to say I'm fat. But you know what? Screw you, buddy. All right. Anyway. I'm looking pasty today. That's because of the lighting and what I'm wearing and the camera's color adjustment. The lighting today, guess what it's called? On the beach. Little pertinent, isn't it? Considering we got Death Stranding coming out in a couple of days, right? We got On the Beach. It's supposed to be like waves are crashing in and then peel back. You can see the sand and then the waves come back in again. So that's the theme of today. Speaking of which, shall we talk a little bit about this? All right. So let's talk a little bit about Death Stranding on the beach, right? So, Death Stranding on the beach is the sequel to Death Stranding, a game that I both loved and hated at exactly the same time. Okay, now you might be like, how on earth could you love and hate a game at exactly the same time? Well, because I feel like the game actually had some really strong things to it that were unique and great, memorable experiences. The story, the graphics, the music, the mocap, and voice acting were all actually top notch. They were grade A. Man, I couldn't wait for the story to advance and to see what was going to happen next and what was the next twist and what was the next explanation for the lore. And I will say this, as confusing as the plot of Death Stranding is, by the end of the game, absolutely everything is explained, okay, from the ground up, everything. So even though it is confusing, it's a great ride. And at the end, you're like, that felt great. The problem is, between the epic storylines, the great mocap, the great voice acting, the great music and graphics, there's gameplay. And the gameplay is some of the most slow-moving, tedious, boring, awful fucking gameplay I have ever experienced in a video game. It's almost like Kojima was like, I want to bore you because I want you to feel like you've earned this amazing story. Okay? And I understand, like, when Kojima was legit asked, why is the gameplay of Death Stranding such a slog? Walking around delivering packages on foot, right? You're going through all this tediousness of the landscape, the enemies making you drop your items and all that. Like, what on earth were you thinking? And he said, well, that's the point. The point is that the game's supposed to feel like we're all disconnected. And the only way to get reconnected is to take this painstaking, arduous journey. Yes, the gameplay actually is meant to be boring, tedious, and not fun. But once you've gotten past it, you get that feeling of, wow, accomplishment, completionist. You know, you did something. You actually earned it, right? Now, I get that, but there's a sad fact. And the fact is that video games are supposed to be fun. No one plays a video game to say, man, my life is so boring and easy and not challenging. I really need to up the ante. Let me play a video game today. People are buying and playing video games to enjoy themselves, to relax, to have a smile on your face, to get a feeling of that endorphin rush when something happens in the game that's fun or interesting, or again, that you accomplish something. And so it really is weird to me that he knows his game is boring, but he doesn't care because it's artistic, okay? So this is the thing. Years ago, when Death Stranding 1 came out, all right, it was a brand new thing from Kojima. Everyone wanted to see me play it. It was like, Phil, you've absolutely, positively got to play it. We love that you played Metal Gear and ruined the games completely for everyone. Can you now do, can you do this with Death Stranding? The thing was, as I was playing Death Stranding, as much as I raged and ranted about how annoyed I was at the game, I still enjoyed the playthrough. There were multiple times during the playthrough, because it's long. The game was like, 40 hours long, something insane like that. People were like, just quit. Just stop playing. It's not fun whenever you're doing the gameplay. And I was like, no, I want to see the story. So the playthrough itself didn't end up being a very super successful playthrough. Didn't get a ton of views. The streams didn't do very well. But I pushed through, all right, in order to see the end. I'm glad I did, but it's now 2025. And it's a different time. Let's just put it that way. Number one, we all know what Death Stranding is because we already played it. So if Death Stranding 2 is literally just more of the same, I don't think that you, or even gamers in general are going to be as open to being bored for another 40 hours in order to see another 10 hours of awesome story. Instead, I think what's going to end up happening is people are either going to watch someone else do it, or they're just going to watch cutscenes on the internet. They're not going to spend the money and spend the time to do it for themselves because they don't want to be bored. I'm just saying, times have changed. It's not like it was, we absolutely must play the next Kojima game because you know what it is. You already played it. It's just, if it ends up being the same, I think this is going to be something that happens. And for me, I feel like what's going to end up happening is people will want me to play this once or twice. And then after once or twice, that's it. Drop it. This is so boring. Don't continue with it. Which will suck because then it means I don't know what happens with the story, which I'm sure I'm going to be hooked on. But I don't know. So the thing is, I don't want to tell you guys, I'm just going to skip Death Stranding 2. I want to give it a chance, but we know what we're in for. Unlike the first game, where when I was playing it, I was like, we don't know what's coming. Let's keep going. And then it was like, oh my God, this really is the whole game. This awful gameplay actually is the entirety of the fucking game. That's ridiculous. So now we know what we're in for. I don't know. I still think we should try it, but I don't know if this is going to be a full playthrough or not. How do I continue to play a 40-hour game if every time I play it, people will say, this is insanely boring and don't want to see it, don't want to support it, don't want to talk about it. Let's do anything else but. And the thing is, we're in a unique situation. Right now, there's really nothing going on between now and July 11th. July 11th is the Tony Hawk 3 and 4 collection. And then on July 17th, there's a double release. Hold on. On July 17th, we've got both the RoboCop Rogue City expansion game and Donkey Kong Bonanza. So after that, then we've got a bunch of games. But we basically have a unique time period, right, where we could do other stuff. So if Death Stranding 2, if we play it on Thursday and we are bored to tears, we could easily just say, screw this. Let's do something else, right? Let's do Suikoden 2. Let's do GTA with mods. Let's do Dark Souls 2 or 3 with mods. Let's do other things that I can do because I have this freedom to. Instead of, let's slog through Death Stranding 2 for a month and be bored to tears, okay? So let's see what happens. Now, here's the thing. You may be wondering why I'm not playing it today. That's because it's not out. People who are talking about it and playing it today got early advanced copies direct from the publisher. Normal people cannot play it today. Now, you might be saying, well, why aren't you playing it tomorrow? Well, tomorrow, Death Stranding 2 is available if you buy the expensive digital deluxe edition to play it early. I'm not doing that either. Sorry, I'm not going to spend extra money on this game that is probably going to be boring. Instead, I'm going to play it when it actually comes out this Thursday, the 26th. I'll pay normal price. We'll start playing it on PlayStation 5 Pro. We'll judge, fairly, and we'll see what happens. If we do a couple streams of it and it works, I'll keep it in the rotation. If we play a couple streams of it and it's boring as shit, then I'm not going to keep playing it. All right, but let's find out together. It depends on our experience together. Are we having a good time? Are you guys engaging? Are you supporting those streams and want to see more? Or is it like, wow, go to sleep, fuck this game? Okay, fair enough. So there you go. And I'm well aware that all the early reviews are out, but I'm not going to spoil myself on it since we've already committed that I'm going to be checking it out. I don't want to find out everything about the game early. So I'm not going to be finding out, I'm not going to be reading those reviews or whatever. I'm going to stay away from them. Okay? All right. Does that sound good? Now, if anyone disagrees with this, let me know. Maybe some people don't want Death Stranding at all. I don't know. But I feel like we should at least give it a shot. The money. Here's the thing. Unlike the old days, money isn't a factor. I can buy the game, whatever. It does not a big deal if I buy it, play it twice, and drop it. I don't care. It's not, that does neither here nor there. That's not a concern like it used to be. Okay. We got a couple shout outs to do here. So first off, I want to say thank you to Profit Warner, who did a $5 super sticker. It didn't show up in my queue because bizarrely, super stickers still don't show up in any kind of queue. So I need to catch it. And he had said in the chat, hey, you didn't mention my contribution. You're right. It's because I didn't see it. But now I have. So now we're up to $7 to support. Looks like Kojo did a £4.99 super chat. Let me take a look and see how much that is. It is $6.72. So that is the top super chat. All right. And this is hilarious because this is nonsense. It's complete nonsense, and it is. So let's read it anyway and have a good laugh together. I'm a big fan, but I watched some X clips. You need to improve on begging, wasteful spending, diet, and overreacting. I don't have to do anything. The things you're begging, I can ask for contributions whenever I want on my own stream, and I can conduct myself however I want, and you'll like it. Too bad. That's my prerogative, and you have no right to try to boss me around and tell me what to do, because you're not my dad, and you're not my boss. I'm my boss. Get it, Chief? Okay. How about wasteful spending? I can spend my money however I want. Right now, I could literally blow thousands of dollars on nothing, and you'll like it, because it's my money. It's not your business. Deal with it, Chief. All right. Diet, I can eat whatever the fuck I want because it's my life, not yours. Therefore, deal with it. I can shove delicious Takis encrusted chicken sandwiches into my mouth on stream, and you'll watch it and you'll like it. Get it, Chief? You don't get to boss me around because I'm nobody's bitch. I don't know where you thought this was coming from, that this is going to go well for you. It's not. I can do and say whatever I please, and people will watch it and like it and support it, and you will still be sitting there miserable because you were sitting and watching clips on X. Thanks. Okay. So thanks for the super chat. Anyway, NVL Roy, 6 months as a member, says, are you planning on playing the new Dying Light? New Dying Light? Is there a brand new one coming out? If it's an actual new game, I would consider it. If it's just another expansion to Dying Light 2, no. I don't care about Dying Light 2. I hated it. I thought Dying Light 2 was actually an embarrassment. It was an unfinished, buggy-ass game that I dropped after about 10 hours because it was too boring. And that was before the era of me actually being okay with dropping games. It was actually a tough decision to make, but I was like, nah, I just can't play this. It sucks. All right. So there you go, folks. So let's talk quickly about the schedule for the week. All right. Here's what's going to happen. After today's podcast ends, which could end at any point, because at this point, we're basically going to finish. We're going to finish the podcast when we don't want to talk anymore, and we're going to jump into Blueprints. So Blueprints Endgame. Let's see how it goes. Will we finish today? Will we not? I'd love to make great progress and beat it. I don't know if we will. If we hit the support goal today, we will keep it in the rotation until I actually beat it once a week. If we don't hit the support goal today, then this is probably the end of Blueprints. But the thing is, we've been hitting it constantly, so I guess we'll see. And let's see here. So that's Blueprints. That's the first stream. Tonight on the late stream, it is Minecraft. On the Minecraft stream, we're actually going to explore. A lot of people last week were like, well, you made good progress, but you didn't really do much new stuff. This week, that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump on my mighty steed, and we're going to start riding in different directions and explore the topology of the world, hopefully run into some new biomes, get some new plants and items, maybe see some new creatures, and go from there. So it's going to be an adventure stream tonight. Now, tonight, if we hit the support goal on the Minecraft stream, I will commit to doing an additional Minecraft stream later in the week on Thursday night. Yes. So if we hit the Minecraft goal tonight, we will play Minecraft a second time on Thursday night. If we don't hit the goal, then we'll do something else later in the week. Okay? Cool. Tomorrow, the day stream will be the conclusion of the Lies of P Overture DLC. I'm being told roughly around 2 more hours left. As you know, my gameplay segments are around 2 to 3 hours. It depends. So we'll probably have just enough time to wrap that up tomorrow on the day stream, and I'm excited for that. Tomorrow night is our weekly stream of Mario Kart World Knockout Tour. So if you want to see me play more Mario Kart World and make more dumbass clips on social media that brainless idiots watch, come on tomorrow night and watch me play, all right? Then on Wednesday, I believe we're going to finish up Onimusha 2 HD. So it's going to conclude that. So we're going to have 2 concluding playthroughs this week with Lies of P and Onimusha 2 HD. And Wednesday night, we're going to do Taxi Life, which is the other driving simulator that I'm playing, based in Barcelona, Spain. Okay? Then Thursday, excuse me, Thursday is the premiere of Death Stranding 2. And then Thursday night will be that additional Minecraft stream if we qualify for it tonight. If not, we'll do something different. And then Friday, we'll probably do a second Death Stranding 2 stream and Friday Night Fights, Capcom vs. SNK 2. That's the streaming week. Okay? I hope that sounds good. Should be a good variety of stuff that I hope you guys will join me for all week long. Now, if we hit 2 support goals on this stream, I will order, which we just figured out, the Takis menu from Wendy's, which is that special chicken sandwich, special fries, and a bag of Takis chips. I have never actually had Takis chips before, like ever. So I don't even know what they taste like. Someone here yesterday said they had them for the first time ever, and they were way too hot. They bothered them. They were too spicy. So I don't know. I've never had them before. I guess I'll find out firsthand if I like this or not. Okay? All right. So, folks, that's what I've got for today. Big Mac, thanks for 26 months as a member. He says, I am sitting down and I am liking it. Indeed. Thank you very much, Big Mac. So you get it. You understand. Super Bonchon says, if you hit the goals, I think we mean when you hit those goals. Exactly. We know right now, here's what's going to happen. All right, you ready? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do it. Let's get that support rolling. We've got our first super chat of the day. We already got. All right, we got a small tip of the day. That's excellent. Thank you guys for that. We do have some renewed memberships, but those don't count because those aren't fresh. Let's get some memberships right now on YouTube. Let's get someone to give some memberships, and let's get someone to give some subs over on Kick. Even if it's just one sub. If it's one singular sub, that's good. All right, so let's do it. Let's get some memberships. Let's get some subs. Now, in addition, let's get someone to beat that $6.72 super chat from this guy who I completely destroyed verbally, and he's completely quiet now. And also, let's get someone to beat the $2 tip. Let's get some new people in position as the top contributors of the day. All right? Let's do it. By the way, MVL Roy did a $2 super chat. He says, no, it's a new game. It's called Dying Light Beast. Yeah, I heard of Dying Light Beast, but I didn't look into it. I don't know if it's going to be any good. What's weird about Dying Light is that they've now had 2 different games. Each one was completely busted, broken, unpolished, and unfinished at launch. Yet over time, they continually like patch them and fix them, and apparently they sell well. Typically, when you have a game that historically is not good at launch, eventually people stop getting fooled and like, I'm not going to buy it. But apparently these games are selling well and the DLCs do well. So there's going to be another one, I guess. This one I would probably play on PC, as long as it has a PC launch, along with console. Maybe it would be better on PC. I don't know. You remember Dying Light 2? I really wanted to try it, but it was so fucked up. Remember the enemies were all glitched and everything, and I was fighting a boss, and he just disappeared. He just sucked into the ground and never came back, and I couldn't beat him. I don't know. Those games are so ridiculous, so wonky. Okay. All right, guys. So what would you guys like to talk about this morning? Let's see. I'm going to open up the chat to Q&A. I've covered the topics I wanted to talk about. All right. What would you guys like to chat about today? Just tag me in the chat. Oh, let me type here in the Kick chat because people have been complaining. I will make a public apology to the Kick viewers. Recently, people have been saying they would tag me in Kick chat, but I don't type in chat, and then therefore I'm untaggable. Shit, you're right. It's my fault. So if you guys remind me, I will type in Kick chat from time to time so you can tag me. Okay? What's up, Lukewarm Coconut? How are you today? Real Trap Sheets says, what makes you think people will watch you on the 4th of July? Well, number one, I have an international audience. I don't just have a domestic audience of Americans. In fact, did you know that less than half of my viewers are from the United States? It's true. More than half of the people who watch me are actually outside of the U.S. So having an event on a U.S. national holiday actually is catering to the majority of my audience. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. That's number one. Number two, a lot of people, although they will be doing things on July 4th, will not be doing it the entirety of the day. I'll be broadcasting from 11 a.m. until like 8, 9 at night. That's a long window that whenever you have some free moments, you just want to come by and hang out, you can. So even if on July 4th, you're going to a cookout, you're hanging out with your friends or family, you're pounding a few, you could still come by the stream whenever you want. And number three, and this obviously is the biggest reason that people would come by on July 4th to hang out with me, I'm the fucking king. People want to spend time with me. Like you sitting here right now in my chat asking me that question. You're here because you find me entertaining or fascinating for whatever reason, and you want to spend time here. I'm in demand. That's why people will be here on July 4th. Get it? Okay, thanks. Cydia says the driving portions of DS2 with the wheel for extra entertainment. I can't. The wheel doesn't work with PlayStation. The wheel works only with PC and Xbox. I don't have the PlayStation wheel. And I doubt that the game is compatible with the wheel regardless. So, excuse me. Becky says your auto ads on the live streams are wild. Why? What ads are playing today? I'm just curious. I have it set to automatic average. I don't have it set to high ads or low ads. It's medium ads. But I don't know what it is because I don't work for YouTube. I don't know how it works. How are the ads today, Becky? Lay it on me because I don't see them. Itzy says, did I play Switch 2 in handheld mode? No, I have not. Not a single time. I've never held it in handheld mode. It's just been in the dock. Hims ads? What is a Hims ad? Big Mac says, I never get ads on your streams. How are you watching? Like, what are you watching on? Where are you located? Because all these things are a factor. Like how you're watching, where you're geolocated when you're watching are all things that will affect the ads. The ads are individualized to a user, so that person must be wild, says Dr. Jedi. Do I have analytics to show what countries my viewers are from? I could bring that up in the app. Sure, I could. We haven't done that in a while. Let's see here. So on DSPGaming, if I go to analytics, and I'll go to audience. So this is going to be for like a month. Usually it takes the data. So you said you want to see geographically? Okay, sure. Well, particularly in the last 30 days, this is from May 26th to June 22nd, actually 56% of my views did come from the United States. So in this regard, I was off for this month. I was slightly off because usually that's not the case. Usually it's like United States is like 47 and then it's like 53 international. For some reason, there must have been a spike of US viewers. Oh, I know why. The stupid Mario Kart. Because I was playing Mario Kart and people posted on X and shit. A lot of people came over to watch me play Mario Kart and I got a boost in views and it must have all been American viewers for some reason. So there you go. Okay. So after United States, we have United Kingdom, 12.6%, Canada, 5%, Australia, 2%, Germany, 1.3%, Sweden, 1%, the Netherlands, 1%, Ireland, 0.9%, Brazil, 0.9%, and Finland, 0.6%, and then they stop tracking. So there you go. There you go. So I'm very popular with the Brits. The Brits like me. Argentina, no. I don't know Argentinians. That's what I say. When I get Argentina contributions, they're fake. They're for VPN. No one truly from Argentina has heard of Darkside Phil. The one says, with the success of Dead Space 1 remake, what would you like to see new for potential 2 and 3 remakes? You're wrong. It was not deemed a success. EA said that the Dead Space 1 remake did not sell up to expectations and completely canceled any plans to make future Dead Space remakes. They're done. That's completely ended. It's a one and done. There's not going to be any more. So you were completely misinformed. Yeah. Cydia says, quick research reveals that the G920 will work on PS5 if you buy an adapter called the Brook Resolution 2. Oh, yeah, the Brook adapter. The Brook adapter is very popular in the fighting game community. It allows you to use a joystick across platforms. The Brook adapter, I think there's different ones, and certain ones add a lot of input delay, but other ones don't, and the ones that don't are more expensive. So, I mean, I'm sure I could find a workaround, but yeah, you have to buy adapters and shit like that. Am I going to watch the Minecraft movie? It came out on Max today. Maybe I will. Don't really care about it. I don't really think that it's a very special thing that I need to run and watch. Do you? Have I seen the PlayStation Fight Stick Pad? Would I try it for review purposes? You need the officially branded PlayStation Fight Stick? I've seen it. Yeah. I don't know when it's coming out. Project Defiant, the first wireless fight stick. Here it is. It's Sony first party. It doesn't have a date yet. Let's see. Project Defiant is a code name. The final product name will be shared at a later date. Low latency response, built for fighting, sling carry case. Register for updates. I will. I will register for updates right now. That way they will contact me when it's available, because I might get it. Hold on. They're sending me a verification code so I can log in. Sign up. Thanks for registering. We'll be in touch with news and updates soon. There you go. So when Project Defiant is becoming available, I'll be notified. I'll let you guys know. I would be interested in it for sure. You know, the thing is, it seems like today, now I know, if I'm going to be playing fighting games moving forward, I literally have to have both a PC and a PlayStation. Xbox is out of the question. No one plays this shit on Xbox. But it seems like some games are better on PC. Some games have a better community on PlayStation. So you have to have both. So having a PlayStation-specific stick that's wireless would be pretty cool, especially if it has very low latency. That'd be excellent. Where was I when the Berlin Wall fell? I was in my bedroom. I remember waking up that morning. When I was young, I was allowed to get up earlier than my parents, but I was told that I had to stay in my room until a certain time when they were getting up, so that way I didn't wake up the whole house. And I remember turning on the TV, and normally I would turn on the TV and there'd be all cartoons on. But I turned on the TV, and instead every channel was news. The Berlin Wall has fallen. The Soviet Union has toppled. And it was just every channel, no cartoons. That was the story. I totally remember seeing it that morning. I was like, whoa. I didn't know what the hell it meant. I'd ask my parents, of course. Come to Albania. You'll love it here. What would I love about Albania specifically? What's my favorite breakfast food? Probably eggs. Just eggs in general, because when you say eggs, it covers everything. Eggs could mean just eggs over easy, scrambled eggs, an omelet, French toast, because French toast is made with eggs. Like, eggs in general, you have to have eggs with breakfast. Like, if you're not eating something with egg for breakfast, you're probably not eating breakfast. There you go. Where was I when Fidel Castro was overthrown? Was he? When did that happen? I missed it. When did Cuba get liberated? All right. Guys, what else would you like to talk about? Again, please tag me in the chat if you'd like to talk about something. You got any questions? If we run out and it slows down, we'll just go right into blueprints. Now, remember, today the idea is, number one, to try to beat blueprints or get as far as we can. Number two, to get support, because if we hit the goal for blueprints, one goal, it means I will continue to play blueprints until we beat it once a week. And number 3, if we hit 2 support goals during this stream, we will be doing DSP Tries It, the Takis menu from Wendy's. All right, so let's get it going. We got no subs over on Kick, no memberships on YouTube. No one is beating the top tip. What is going on here? Absolutely unacceptable behavior. Let's go. What games am I looking forward to this year? Let's see. I'm going to look at my game release schedule that we have now. I would say Donkey Kong Bonanza, I actually am very much looking forward to now because we've seen it looks like a really awesome 3D platformer action game, kind of similar like Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey, but it's with Donkey Kong. Looks great. I would say Gears of War Reloaded for the multiplayer. Like, I know Gears of War multiplayer is solidly fun, and I think it's going to be great to be playing that for the first time in 100 years. Silent Hill F. I want a new Silent Hill game. It's probably going to be really good. You know that Directive 8020 game looks good because I like the Dark Pictures games. It looks pretty creepy, so that's probably going to be a fun playthrough. I hope Ghost of Yote resonates. And what I mean by that is when I played Ghost of Tsushima in 2020, people loved it. They were like, oh my God, amazing playthrough, great streams. But then when I played the DLC a year later and it's this more of the same, people hated it and said it was boring. And I'm like, it's the same. How could you say that something a year ago was amazing is now super boring? I don't get it. But I hope that people like it. I want to play it. I would say Pokemon Z to A. We haven't had a Pokemon game in many years. So I hope that that one's pretty good. And that's about it for now because we really don't have set release dates for a lot of stuff. As surprising as this may sound, I'm legitimately excited for Call of Duty this year because I'm going to be playing Call of Duty on keyboard and mouse at launch. So I'm going to have the ideal control scheme, going through, learning the game, the unlocks and everything. And I'm going to be on like an equal playing field for the first time ever. I always feel like I've kind of been at a disadvantage. When I started playing on keyboard and mouse, I was doing very well in Call of Duty. I was getting sniping and everything, which I've never even really been able to do before. So I'm actually excited for that later this year. I feel like now that I'm a PC gamer, there's going to be certain things that we're going to do that are going to feel so different when we're now doing them on PC and that kind of a version versus, others. So I am excited for it. All right. Would I be interested in a new Sony handheld that plays games natively, priced $500 or so? I don't care about handhelds. Like, I have no use for a handheld, Spawn Killer says, am I not excited for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake or whatever it's called? I mean, I am, but it's a remake. It's harder to get excited over a remake like that when you've already played the original. I mean, I'm sure it'll be great, better graphics, better controls, everything modernized, but it's still the same game, right? So I'm not that excited for it, no. The next hardware upgrade needs to be a OLED monitor with 240 hertz refresh rate. Well, the thing is, my monitor / TV is right here, but it's across the room. There's no monitor that's going to be big enough. You know what I mean? Like my TV now, I want to say is like 50 inches, I think. It's either 40, is it 47? How big is my TV? Let's find out, because I ordered it. I can just look at my order history. Let's take a quick look. 50. It's a 50-inch. Okay. So it's 50 inches, right? That's all well and good. And it's actually, I would argue, this TV is perfect size for me. Like, for this office and what I'm doing with it and everything. This is absolutely the right size. If it was bigger than this, it's too big, because I actually had a TV bigger than this, and it actually was too big for the room. But if it's any smaller, it's going to be too small. I'm going to be squinting to try to see. Like right now, it's harder to see some of the text on the screen with how small it is in 4K. So if I were to get a monitor, you can't get a 50-inch monitor, right? And where am I going to put a monitor? I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't have anywhere where I can put a monitor here in my setup. I would have to buy like a giant desk to put in front of me here, because this is just a small roller desk, But I have to buy like a giant fucking desk that would jut into my office here if I'm going to have a monitor here. And then that means I can't even get in and out of the room. Like I literally couldn't get in and out of the door. The problem is I don't have a large space. This is a small room. And at this point, I think I've got like the ideal setup of what I can do with a very small confined space. 2 PCs, multiple angle HD cameras, lighting and everything. But how crazy over the top am I going to get? If I was going to do better than this, I would literally have to get like a studio I'd rent and go there. You know what I mean? And then I could get the ideal setup of a good gaming desk and a monitor and everything. I can't really do that here. Even if I rearrange this room, it's not enough space to do anything, Let's see here. I received a $2.50 tip. You're not funny. I'm thinking about getting an iPhone. I know you have one. I heard Apple products are safer. Everyone deserves to feel safe. Any thoughts? I no longer have an iPhone because I got tired of them. All right. When you first get an iPhone, you start to feel special. You're like, ooh, look, it's stylish. Ooh, look, the iOS runs in a special way. Look at how it's all its own proprietary stuff. You almost feel like you're in some kind of like an elitist club because you bought an Apple product, okay? And they're sleek and they're stylish, right? The problem with Apple is Apple used to be the industry leader for tech. When you bought an Apple iPhone or an iPad or whatever, you knew that you kind of had cutting edge technology. Okay? You did. But over the years, Apple lost its innovation. Honestly, I think it's when Steve Jobs passed away, this new leadership that took over for Apple, they have lost their way. They don't know what they're doing. So today, if you take a look at Apple and you say, what are they really leading? Nothing. The camera on the Apple phones is equivalent or the same or worse than other phones. The features, they're the same as other. You know what I'm saying? Like, Apple is just not that good anymore. And they actually got into trouble because they kept trying to make everything proprietary. So now everyone, if they buy something that's not Apple, can get the same charger cable, the same accessory. It works with everything, but not Apple. Apple, you got to buy their own bullshit cable. This, that's like, what? Why? Because I bought Apple, do I have to be the odd man out who has to go spend extra money on all this extra shit? Because I can't just use a cable like everybody else, you know? So Apple got in the trouble. Remember, they stopped putting the headphone jacks on their products. Everything's a lightning cable. It was dumb. They basically really lost their way. And I had Apple products for about a decade. First I started with an iPhone. Then I got an iPad and I used them for a while. And at that time, we're talking over 10 years ago, they did really feel like innovative or top of the line. And then after a while, it just felt more like it was outdated. I updated my iPhone 2 or 3 times. And after like the third one, I was like, why am I doing this? I'm paying more money. But that's the other thing too. Apple is way over expensive for no reason. You'll pay more for an iPhone than you will for an equivalent Droid phone, but it has exactly the same features. What am I paying for? The fucking Apple logo on the thing? Well, it's not like I'm trying to wear a Rolex watch. Oh, look at me. It's a fucking phone. No one cares, right? No one's, oh, that guy's an iPhone. Wow, he must be a rich, fancy, famous dude. No one cares, right? So after a while, I got tired of it. I got rid of it. I haven't had an iPhone in several years. I don't like them anymore. When I went and I saw what they had to offer, I found the Droid offerings way better. So I have a Droid now. So there you go. I hope that makes sense. I don't recommend getting Apple at this point. Maybe that'll change in the future. For now, I don't recommend getting Apple. Go with Droid. Omega Sauce has gifted a sub, our first gifted sub of the morning. Thank you, Omega Sauce. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Thank you so much. That gets us up to $22 of support. Guys, it is a slow start, but it's certainly not doable. We do need a rallying if we're going to hit a goal to number 1, continue with blueprints, and number 2, do DSP tries it. Let's see what happens. It looks like Bobby Padlock has auto resubbed. Let's check that. Yes, Bobby Padlock auto resubbed. That does count towards the stream. Thank you, Bobby Padlock, for the auto support. That gets us to 27. Stormforce Gamer says, I have an iPad. 95% of the storage is already taken up with the OS. It's crazy. Oh, that's terrible. That's absolutely awful. Good Lord. No, here's the kicker. Here's what got me to stop caring about Apple. When it was actually proven by people researching that Apple over time they designed and made their batteries less efficient. So if you own an Apple product for 2+ years, it actually holds way less charge so that you'll go buy a new Apple product to replace it. It was 100% found as a fact. This is not a rumor. This is not, oh, that's gossip. They proved it. They said, here it is. Here's the evidence you're doing it. And then when that happened, remember what Apple did? They said, bring all your Apple devices to the Apple store and we'll replace your batteries for a nominal fee. Get them in here. Because they didn't want to lose face. They're a shit company. They really are. Like, at one point, They were the leader of the industry for many different things like iPods and then iPhones and things like that. But now, what does Apple do that other people don't do better or the same? Nothing. Literally, they have lost their way. I don't even know why people buy their shit. I just don't get it. I don't understand. The last Droid phone was made in 2012. When I say Droid, I mean what is the name of the OS on there? I keep forgetting. What is it called? Is it Droid OS, right? The Droid operating system. I'm not saying the Droid brand phone. Whatever that operating system is, those are the phones I recommend, not Apple. What's it called? I don't remember. Look. Android OS. There you go. Not Droid, Android. I should be saying Android. I recommend an Android phone, not a Droid phone. There you go. Sorry, I misspoke. I'm an idiot. Good evening, LJJ. How are you today? Now, I want you to understand something. Everything that I just said about Apple is applying to their phones and tablets. I don't know what their computers are like. A lot of people to this day still insist that, like, the Apple laptops are top of the notch, or top notch, like cream of the crop, that they run really beautifully, that you should get one of them if you're going to do anything serious on a laptop, that the Apple laptops are still great. I wouldn't know. I don't have an Apple laptop. I never had. So there you go. But I'm talking about my experience with phones and tablets. I don't see a reason why you would even buy an Apple at this point. Okay. K Styles. How's it going? 49 months as an Ultra supporter. Thank you, K Styles, so much for your ongoing support of DSPGaming. You are one of the longest running supporters. I believe you actually are like one of the first 3 people who became a member on this channel when it became available over 4 years ago. So thank you for that. Still boiling in the UK. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully it cools down for you. We're still just spring weather. We're literally spring weather here, even though it's summer. It's still cool and everything, which I'm not complaining about, but it is still on the cooler side and cloudy and rainy here. Jasper boy, how you doing, buddy? Jasper, you don't want to jump on the chair today? Say hello to everybody? You want to come up here? He said, meow. No, you're just not in the mood. People like to see you on camera if you want to come up on the chair. There we go. People love to see Jasper Kitty. Everyone wants to see you, buddy. See? There we go. People wait all week to see you. All right. Nitro, I didn't get your $10 tip through PayPal, just like I didn't get any other contributions you claimed you sent that you never sent. So it's probably with those. Careful with your back foot, buddy. You got your claws there and you got my skin. There you go. Good boy. Time for pets for Jasper. He is a good kitty. He's a good kitty, but he's also a rascal sometimes. Some days he wants to get me up when I don't have to get up, and he's trying to wake me up in bed. I'm like, come on, man. And he tends to do some stuff he's not supposed to do, but I think all cats are like that. No, I'm not sold about Borderlands 4, and I don't know if I'm playing it when it comes out. I didn't like 3, so. Would I ever get a dog? Yes. Perhaps in the future we would get a dog. Jasper has stepped on a key. I don't even know what it did. Chester said, I learned cats view us as equals. When we leave, they assume that we're out hunting. Makes sense, because when I'm out and I come home, I always have stuff with me. So he's like, oh, you went on the hunt? You got all that out there? Yes. Do I still have an Xbox 360 console? Yeah, I do, somewhere in the closet. I have the Machinima branded Xbox 360 console. The insanely rare one. I'll probably show it again on my July 4th Indivestance Day closet clean out. I'll probably get it again and show it to you guys again. Now in full HD, you'll get to see it. What? The villain says, put that cat out of the room. How dare you? Jasper Kitty is allowed in here during the certain days when my wife is not at home. How old is Jasper Kitty? Again, we don't know because we rescued him. When we rescued him from the shelter, they assumed he could have been as young as 2 years old, but they said he could have been 3 or 4. They weren't sure. So we guesstimate, all right, that he could be anywhere from like, ooh, you tickled me. with your cold nose, your cold, wet nose. He could be as young as like 7 or 8, but he could be like 10 or 11. Like, you don't know. We have no clue. Viewer giveaway of what? Of the Machinima? I'm going to save that Machinima console. I feel like it's a piece of history. You know, Machinima doesn't exist anymore. And I feel like at some point, someone might want to document some stuff and want that console. So I'm holding on to that console. I did play Earthworm Jim both on Sega and on SNES. I've played both versions. Would I play 007 GoldenEye using Switch 2 or retro Nintendo games? Maybe. Maybe if people wanted that, but a lot of people usually don't ask for that kind of stuff. Do I ever let Jasper out of the room during the day? What do you mean? He's allowed to go wherever he wants. The door's open. Is falafel and hummus the best combo that I ever did on DSP Tries It? I would say the falafel and hummus combo was the most shockingly delicious because I had never had falafel. I'd only had hummus at that point. And when I combined them and tasted them, like it was like a match made in heaven how good it tasted. And I had never expected that it would be like that. So it definitely shocked me. Like it was probably one of the best shocking, delicious moments of DSP Tries It history. Yes. There you go. Quantumin says you should put the Xbox on display as something in the background. I guess I could. If we do this closet clean out and we get it, I could put it aside somewhere that's easily accessible. Maybe I could put it in the background one month, the Machinima Xbox. Yeah, that's possible. You're a nut. Now he's sitting on my lap. He wants to be a lap kitty all of a sudden. What is going on? Let's see here. I got a $1.50 tip. It's a troll. Go fuck yourself. Okay, and then I got a $2 tip. From Big Larry Gaming. He says, I see Crow Country 70% off. Would you recommend it? I saw you play through it. Oh, if you like old school survival horror, Crow Country is for you. But you have to like old school style. Tank controls, pixelated graphics, you know, classic, like that kind of stuff. You will like it. It's actually quite a creepy game, and it actually is challenging. So if that's what you're going for and you're okay with like classic Resident Evil, Silent Hills, you'll love the game, and I would recommend it. If you only, I need modernized stuff, forget it. You'll hate it. You'll literally hate the game. Silly boy. City says, I think a black metal shelf would be better than 2 tables behind you. I mean, you're right. That the background is the one thing. Like the tables I haven't upgraded. I easily could buy new things there. I haven't really thought about it. I'd have to measure because the height right now is perfect. So I'd have to measure height-wise and see if I could get a table that is that tall off the ground. Because I don't want to have one that's, ow, Jasper, clawed me. I don't want to have one that's too high and it's way up here or too low. And then it's, you know, it has to be the right angle and the right height. But, I mean, to be honest, it's not that big of a deal, right? You're not looking at the table. You're looking at the stuff on top of it. It's not a huge problem. You scratched me. Dang it, Jasper, man, you scratched me. He didn't mean to, but all right, hold on. Okay, I've disinfected my scratch, and we're good to go. Cydia says, the idea behind the shelf unit would be gain more space vertically for more prop. Oh, you're saying instead of just having a table to have multiple levels? I mean, see, that's clutter, though. Like, the reason I really like the setup right now, you can see the lighting well. I think that my backdrop looks good because, you know, I bought the really high-end panels that look great on the wall. They catch the light of the RGBs, right? So every day the setup looks a little different. Sometimes I can theme it to what we're doing or whatever. Like today on the beach, right? Kind of a good theme. I don't want to have giant stacks of stuff. Like remember, before I had this nice backdrop, I had art. I had giant pieces of art behind me to take up the whole camera space, but that would block the background. Like, what's the point of having RGBs if you can't see them, right? So I don't want to actually have multiple stacks or anything like that. I like it having one level of a few quick, you know, things, and then having the lighting behind me. NVL Roy, I don't know. He says, earlier you said you would consider a dog. Would it be small, medium, or large? Don't know. We'd have to think about it. We have a larger house, so the dog wouldn't feel too uptight if we got a large dog. I'm sure it would feel fine. And there's a dog walk park in our community right behind us. It's easy to take care of the dog, let it go play and walk and do stuff like that. I don't know. To think about it. Personally, I don't think my wife or I would like a little yipper dog. Like, we're not going to get no Chihuahua or a Shih Tzu or something like that. It'll probably be mid-size at the smallest, I would think. Get a pit bull. There's nothing wrong with pit bulls. They get a bad rap. Pit bulls can be sweethearts just like any other dogs if you raise them properly and you take care of them and you train them. I knew a pit bull. My friend had a pit bull. He took care of the dog so well. It was the sweetest dog I've ever met. It wanted to play all the time. It was so nice. It was not a vicious dog. The only reason that pit bulls have a bad rap is because people mistreat them to turn them into fighters so that they can do stuff like that, which is messed up, you know? No, I haven't heard of Loch Ness Monster, and I haven't played it on stream. I don't know what that is. A Great Dane? Ooh. Great Danes are unique looking dogs. Are we ordering the Takis menu today? That depends on you. That depends on you and your support. Right now we're at geez, what are we at? 20 something of support? We got to hit 2 goals. We got to hit 1 goal to confirm that Blueprints will continue till we beat it. We got to hit 2 goals for DSP tries it Takis menu from Wendy's today. I should get a bearded dragon. We'll listen, my wife and I actually find lizards fascinating. We don't think that lizards are for us, mostly because they all have unique needs. Like you got to get that heat lamp, you got to constantly be changing humidity and the special diet of bugs and stuff. Nah, don't think so. Probably all right. We ain't doing that. Really? MVL Roy says, I own a Rottweiler. He's a big teddy bear. He's sweet. Again, the dog is directly in the behavior of the dog is directly to the response of the environment that it is provided. If you treat that dog with love and care and affection and you train it well so it's disciplined, any dog can be a perfect, well-behaved sweetheart dog. It's not the breed. Or is it true that there are certain breeds that maybe are overly more aggressive by default? Of course. But if you take care of the dog, it ain't going to be like that. It's people who, oh, I want to be a man. I'm manly, so I need to have a pit bull so I look like I'm a tough guy with a tough dog around me. So they get the pit bull. Do they treat it like shit? Right? And now the pit bull's a vicious animal that attacks things. And he's like, well, that's because you didn't do it right because you're an asshole. You're an irresponsible dick. Anyone who does that, you're not a man. You're a bitch. Like, you're actually a bitch because you actually think that having an animal around you makes you tough. No, it makes you look weak. It makes you're a bitch. You're not tough because you need an animal around you to make yourself look like you're tougher than you are. That's ridiculous. It just shows weakness. Nathan Smith is here this morning. Good to see you, Nathan. 5 gifted memberships to the community. Here they come. Congrats to anyone who gets a gifted membership there. We've had a lot of gray names on the YouTube side for a long time, so I'm sure people are going to appreciate that. And that is $15 of support. Thank you so much, Nathan. That will get us up to $43 of support this morning so far. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I should train a falcon for home defense. Oh, of course. Standard procedure for home defense. Get a nice giant falcon to swoop down and rip someone's eyeball out. Yes. Sounds like a plan. Am I going to play the Still Wakes the Deep DLC? Probably not, Nathan. I thought the base game was all right. If you remember, at the time when I played it, I said, it's passable Game Pass fare. Is it scary? Well, it's got some body horror gore and stuff like that. I particularly did not like the ending at all. I thought the ending was a cop-out that didn't have a definitive explanation. I don't think I'm going to go pay for a DLC for it. No, I don't think so. It was just okay. Am I playing SSBs when it dropped? What on earth is SSBs? I don't know what that is. I've never played a croc game. No, I have not. Did I ever drink the breakfast combo? In 26, I said I would. What in the heck are you talking about? How could I drink a breakfast combo? What breakfast combo are you talking about? Are you seriously referencing something I said 9 years ago? And you expect that I remember it? No, I would not do GTA roleplay. I have zero interest in that. Milk and orange juice blended together? Why? Ugh, weird questions. Anyway, what's up, Mozzie? How are you today, man? Good to see you. What's up, Game Boy? How are you? Some people joining us now. We are winding down. We're going to end the show within 10 minutes anyway. Normally, I would end the show around 1. It's 12:52, so we're nearing the end of the podcast, and then we're going to jump into Blueprints. I hope that many of you will stick around as we attempt to finish the game and support it so we can at least continue it until we finish it. If we hit the goal today, we will. If we get a double goal on this stream, so that'll be $300 raised. We're going to do DSP Tries It, Wendy's Talkies menu. But we have to get 2 goals on this stream. What's my favorite Sonic game? I already said this the other day, actually. Classic Sonic would be Sonic 2. Sonic 2 overall is just my favorite because for me, it was the best one of the Genesis era. And I played it the most out of all of them, over and over and over. No Game Boy. I have not seen anything in regards to Borderlands 4. I keep telling everyone I haven't really been interested in it, so I've seen nothing of it. Danzak did a $5 super chat, and he says, if a mirror forgets how to reflect, does the room still recognize itself? There you go. Those big esoteric, big thought questions. Like, if a tree falls in the woods by itself, do all the squirrels yell, hey, get the fuck out of the way, look out? I don't know, maybe. You're not there. How would you could confirm or deny that? You don't know. Sidious will be cleaning out the closet in a little over a week, and I will re-show my classic games collection that I still own. I have not sold a single one of those games. They're still there, and you'll see at that point. I'm not going to start going through the collection now. No, I never watched The Flash, not once. How did COVID affect the 10-year plan? All right, real fast, I'll address this, okay? In 2019, I went back to Connecticut to visit my parents and also to get married at the same time. At that time, things were very different in my life, all right? I wasn't doing well financially at all. Things were falling apart. I couldn't afford to pay off any of the debt that I had, and it was all ballooning and becoming unmanageable to the point where I was afraid of losing everything. At that point, with my mother, I was speaking with her, and we talked about a 10-year plan to get out of being this as my job because things were going so poorly, okay? And the idea was that I would kind of do phases, different phases of things, that maybe within like 5 years, I would have, be doing part-time streaming, part-time another job on the side, and then eventually I could transition out of the streaming to the IRL stuff. The thing was, back then, things were very different, okay? What ended up happening was COVID happened. And when COVID happened, the world changed. And what ended up happening was, as you've seen, online-based things became way more realistic, prominent, stable. In real life stuff actually fell through. Like, for example, thank God I hadn't just decided to quit this cold turkey and get a job in real life, because I probably would have lost my job during COVID. And then I would have been asked out and lost everything, okay? So since over 6 years ago, tons of stuff has changed. I am way better off in my life. I'm, out of the rut and the problems that I had. And things have turned around so much better for me that there is no 10-year plan. There's no reason for it. My life is much better. My content has turned around. I'm way more profitable. Everything's good. So idiots who bring that up are actual fucking morons who actually think that when you're down in life, that you're down forever, that there's no possible way that things could improve, that things could change, that everything is just completely like that for an infinite amount of time. That is a simpleton's childlike way of thinking. It is borderline obsession, almost like autistic thought, where, it was that way, so therefore it's always that way, and therefore 10-year plan, 10-year plan, 10-year plan, 10-year plan. So that's what's happened is ever since I brought this up with you guys 6 years ago and I revealed to you that I had this discussion with my mother, there's people who are hyper fixated on the fact that Darkside Phil said he made a 10-year plan with his mom to transition out of streaming and become a normal person again, basically with no internet presence. The opposite has happened. My internet presence has gotten better. I'm more profitable. Things are positive now. Things are much better now for me than they have been pretty much ever. So there's no way I would transition out of doing this. This is the most stable thing I have ever done, and I'm not going to transition out of it. It would be dumb for me to do so because right there outside of my house, the job market has become way worse in 6 years. I would be worse off going out there now and having a life doing that than what I'm doing here. Do you see? But these people are so absolutely insane. mania, hyper focused, hyper obsessed. They can't get off the fact that 6 years ago, I said I was going to do a 10-year plan to change my life. And like, well, you didn't do it. You fell through. You didn't. No, I didn't need to because things got better. I worked so hard. I found a way to turn things around. I got through the hard times. Things are good. Why would I quit? I'd be a fucking moron. But you don't get that because you're a miserable wretch who doesn't understand it because you can't accept the fact that I'm doing well and you're not. That's not on me. That's on the idiots of the internet who can't deal with reality. Okay? And trust me, my parents are very happy with how things are going. Now, when I speak with them and it's not, woe is me, doom and gloom, don't know how I'm going to pay my bills, don't know how I'm going to pay my taxes, things are falling apart, might lose everything. Now it's the complete polar opposite. I'm telling them about fun stuff my wife and I are doing, improvements to the home, good things that we're doing here for life, and they are happy, ear to ear grinning, happy with how things have turned around for me and my family. So there is no, oh, well, you said 10-year plan, you're not doing it. No, I don't need to. Oh, okay, good, because you're doing better. But again, these people are retarded. People on the internet act like morons and think that, because again, they don't want to believe that things are good for me. So they have to say dumb shit like, you're broke. I'm broke? You're an idiot. I'm not broke, you dunce. I wish you think that. I'm broke? Couldn't be further from the truth, but you're just so obsessed with me failing. You look at the DSP from 6 years ago and you say that's the failure, right? Well, guess what? Times are changing. Things are going good. You are a loser. Your obsession has exposed your own shortcomings, and you're a fucking pathetic failure for obsessing about me when you could be improving your own life. I wish I could video call my parents. Seriously. I wish I could, but that was the idea. When I moved out here, I had an iPad and I told them that we were going to like FaceTime and stuff. After like 2 weeks, they couldn't figure it out. I'm serious. We did it like twice. And after 2 weeks, it's not working. What do you mean it's not working? I just moved. We've talked about this. We've went through it. We figured out we were going to do this every week. Oh, I don't know. And now we can't get it to work. So we're just going to have to do phone calls. I tried. I tried my best, but Princess Luna, how you doing? $10 super chat says the detractors can't believe you rose from the ashes like a true king. No, it's not. Here's the thing. It's not that they can't believe it. It's that they refuse to accept it. That's the difference. The evidence is clear. Look at me today. Happy, healthier than ever, great setup, flexibility to do whatever I want, making great support every day, doing fun events, positivity, but they can't accept it. It's not that it's not apparent, it's not real. It's that they can't say, oh, yes, it's happening. It's undeniable. They can't. No, he's actually really broke. No, actually, this is happening. His wife has left him and all of this. These people are fucking crazy because they can't accept that I am doing good. They always thought that everything I was doing was wrong. How dare he have success? I thought he was doing everything wrong. No, stupid. I was toughing it out while you were sitting there wishing the worst upon people on the internet, but not doing anything to improve your own life situation. So now your life sucks because you wasted it away hating on me, and now my life is better. It's your fault. All you had to do was go do something for yourself, but you couldn't because you're a fucking miserable wretch stuck in your own head. All right. Thank you, Princess Luna. I think that might be our biggest super chat. It is. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. We're now $58 raised towards our goal. We're going to now end the show and begin with blueprints. If we, like I said, hit one goal by the end of this stream, we are continuing to go on with blueprints until we beat it once a week. If we happen to get lucky and there's a double goal raised on this stream, then we will do DSP Tries It today. But that's a far cry. I mean, then again, I said this last week and we hit a double goal during blueprints. But I'm not saying that's going to happen every single time, okay? All right. Folks, it is time to end the show. Thanks for hanging out with me yet again. This is the second week in a row I had a show with nothing going on. I was like, nothing to really talk about. And it went full length because you guys had a bunch of topics. So thank you. And thank you for the early support. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I want to remind you guys that tomorrow there is no podcast. Tomorrow we're going to have a short show, which will probably be like 20 minutes just to hang out and build up viewership. And then we're going to finish Lies of P. If we end up finishing the Lies of P Overture DLC on the earlier side, then I'll let everyone know, hey, we're going to hang out. Come by. We'll do some Q&A or whatever. All right. But tomorrow we're not going to do a show. This is what we're going to do every week. We'll have podcasts maybe a few days and then not do one. So that way we're not doing it every day and it wastes time. We can get further into content. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you. Great show. Great hangout session. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the conversation. I will be back on Wednesday for our next episode of the show. Thanks, guys, so very much. See you then, and peace out.